Hello everybody. So today we're going to be making some St. Louis style pork spare ribs on the Weber kettle. I've been making pork spare ribs on grills for a long time, and I've tried all the different methods. I've tried the 3-2-1, I've tried the Texas crutch, I've tried cooking them in the stove first and then finishing them on the grill. I've never boiled them because I don't know, it just doesn't sound right to me. I don't think I could ever stick ribs in water. That's just me. But what I have found over the years, and what works for me, and I've been doing it for a long time, and it's fail-proof, is 275, 2 hours, okay? After you rub them, 2 hours on the rack. Take them off, wrap them up in foil with beer, butter, brown sugar, okay? Triple B. Wrap them up, put them on for an hour, and then take them off after that. And whatever your favorite barbecue sauce is for another 45 minutes unwrapped. Just sitting there getting nice and toasty. So to me, that's worked. You got your meat coming off the bone. It's got the bend test works. It's not sloppy, it's not falling apart. It's got a good bite to it, good bark, good smoke ring, everything. I mean, this works for me. Might not work for you, but it works for me. But what I want to know from you is, which one works for you? Which one is your favorite way to cook spare ribs? So if you're new to the channel, I want to thank you for stopping by. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and ring that notification bell. And if you're a current subscriber, I want to thank you for all your support. Make sure you keep hitting that thumbs up as well as commenting down below. So everybody, let's get cooking. Ingredient time. So we've got our pork spare rib, St. Louis style, pre-cut, supreme trim. Got these at BJ's, $2.29 a pound. These are like $14 for 2 full slabs of ribs that were pre-cut. Still had to do some work to them. Nothing major. Trim off the flap and some fat and take off the membrane and stuff like that. But overall, I would say they were decent ribs. And then we have our Grill Mates barbecue rub. First time trying it, so excited to see how this works out. I love Grill Mates McCormick. I love McCormick Montreal steak and chicken. That's always worked out for me. And then finally the brown sugar, squeezed butter, and our beer of choice. In this case, Bud Light, but whatever you want. And this is going to soak into this meat after 2 hours of cooking. So let's move on to step number 1. So we took out our ribs. I didn't show you this, but we took out our ribs. We cleaned them, washed them, trimmed them up a little bit more. Like I said, took off the flap, took off the membrane, took off some of that excess fat. And here we go with our rub that we're using for today. And you want to put a nice liberal coat on both sides. I usually start with the membrane sides first, which is gone, the membrane side, the back side first. Nice liberal coat, and then you just want to rub that in a little bit. Just get it nice and even across the back side of there, and then we're going to flip them over. So flip them over and repeat. We do. You can see they're nice and trimmed up nicely, nice and square. And here I am being hygienical. I'm thinking about hygiene. How about that? Is that a word? Hygiene? Hygiene is a word for sure. Hygienical? I'm not sure. And we spread out with our new paper towel, making sure we don't get that nasty pork juice all over the bottle. We spread out on the meat side, and this is the money side right here. This is where all the flavor is. That's where all the meat is. And again, we want to make sure we spread out the rub generously, and then just give it a little pat. You don't want to rub it too deep. Just give it a nice little pat all around. Just make sure it's nice and even. I love the color of this rub. It looks great. Not too dark, not too light. then you can spread some more rub on the ends there, but I thought I had enough, and I just kind of massaged them in a little bit on the ends. Really, the meat side is really where you want to make sure you have the rub. But look, it looks nice and coated all around. So I rub it around a little bit where it's not there, and it all looks good. And that's it. We let these sit for about a half an hour or so before we put them on the grill. So chimney starter, I've got it about half full because we don't want this grill to get any higher than 275. That's kind of the goal. So we don't want a full lit chimney starter of briquettes. We just want half full. And then what we do is I'm going to put some unlit charcoal in the side baskets, filling them up about halfway each, as you can see right here with our Kings for Blue. Excuse me. And then once I fill those up and the chimney starter's done, then we put those on top, and they're going to burn down into the unlit, and it's going to be a nice even flame all the way through our cook, which is going to be about 3.5-4 hours. So that's it. We put them down, and we're going to add here a tray of water in the middle. This is going to be underneath the ribs, and this is going to do two things. It's going to collect any juices that come off the ribs, as well as keep that moisture in the dome. It's going to keep those ribs nice and moist. And there's kind of our setup there. You got charcoals left and right, and the water in the middle. And then we add our hickory, a couple chunks on each side, and then the grate back on. We put our rib rack right there in the middle. And I love this Weber kettle. We're only cooking two. We're cooking two full racks, but there's plenty of room for 4, no problem. Could probably squeeze 5 if you had to. And that's it. I put in the internal temperature probe because I do not trust grill thermometers. So we got it up to around 275. You can see that smoke coming from the hickory, and it's time to add our ribs. So ribs are ready to rock and roll, and we stick them on here in the middle. Like I said, we got easily have room for a couple more racks, but for this initial cook, we just did 2. So you want to make sure those ribs are nice and straight. They were kind of leaning over into the fire. Actually, if I had more ribs, it would be better. But when you only have a couple, they kind of go wherever they want. And when you have more than 2, they you can stick them together. But you want to be nice and uniform with them. So here it is. I put them on at 3:15. It is now 4:30, an hour and 15 minutes in. Still holding strong at 277. I did not have to mess with the Weber too much. You can see there the temp up there is 325. So again, that's why I use the dome. The internal probe, because I don't trust those thermometers up top too much. I've learned that over the years. So here we go. Look at that. They look great. So 2 hours is up. We're gonna pull these off and on to step number 2. We take them off. Let me show you what they look like. Beautiful color. Bone is not really pulling through too much, maybe a little bit, but not much, which is fine. That's exactly where they need to be at this point. And we're going to take them inside and wrap them. So we take them inside and we put them on double heavy duty foil, tin foil. You do not want to use just one, because if it punctures, you're going to have juice all over the place. So you want to use double foil. And step number 1, we put down our parquet squeezed butter. If you can get it out, it's kind of a pain to get out at the beginning, as you can see. Trying to get it out.
maybe.
Yeah, there it goes. All right. And then once you get it out, you just kind of like zigzag. It looks like cursive for somebody young today who does not know how to write cursive. And then you add your brown sugar on top of that. I prefer light brown myself. And just enough to cover it. And mix it up a little bit. Make it nice and even. And the flavors, wow. The flavors that you're going to get with the spice of that rub and the sweetness of the brown sugar and that butter flavor. Oh. And then I put the meat side down here. And it also goes meat side down on the grill because you want all these juices to get into the meat. You don't want to put it on the bone side down. So here I kind of form the foil, so it creates like a little valley there. And then we're gonna add in about a third of whatever beer you want to add. Just pour it around. It's gonna eventually get to the bottom, even if you put it on the back, which is fine, no big deal. And that's going to help tenderize that rib even more. And that's it. It's a nice, easy fold. Nothing crazy. You don't have to fold it super tight, just like that. And it's going to go on the grill just like that. We move it over off to the side, and we bring over the second set of foils. It's just 2 foils, one on top of each other. Heavy duty. I would highly suggest heavy duty. Same thing, meat side up to start, butter, much better zigzag this time. Look at that. Oh, looks like an EKG. Beautiful. Probably should not be mentioning EKG when we're eating this because it's probably not the best for our cholesterol or our heart. So, but either way, it looks fantastic. We add the brown sugar, and you can see it's melting right there on the spot because those ribs are nice and hot. Just came off the grill after being on there for 2 hours. And we're going to wrap these up once we're done. Meat side down once more. And more beer. Wrap them up, and they're going to go back on the grill for 1 more hour until step number 3. So this is step 2. Wrap them up. Triple B, beer, butter, brown sugar, double tinfoil. Wrap them. Nice and simple. Nothing fancy here. Meat side down, back on the grill, indirect heat still, right there in the middle. And if I had more racks here, just so you know, you could always stick them on top of each other. So, because the surface area is important, but you have the height as well. So you could always stack 2 more racks right on top of each other. So they're done. An hour later, we pull them off. You can see the juices coming out. Remember that double full? That's why I told you. So juices are coming out, and right here at our grill shelving station, whatever you want to call it, we open them up. Look at all the juice. It's just boiling there. And wait till you see these ribs. I've seen them, but I'm going to show you. Here they are. Look at the bones just coming out. Oh, those look absolutely beautiful. We're going to put them back down on the grill, still in direct heat. We're not going to do anything with those juices there. There's no need to. Those ribs have so much juice in them still. There's no need to mess with them. We do the second set of ribs right here. And you can see the bones just coming out. Oh, they look absolutely beautiful. And now we're going to do the finishing touch, which is, like I said, your favorite barbecue sauce, whichever one it is. And you can see that fire back there, which was going out earlier. I just took from the coals on the other side and put them on that side to get them going again. And that's it. I love this Weber. There's a nice little flip lid that you could take coals out, put coals in, which is awesome. So whatever your favorite barbecue rub is, now you're going to put that on the meat side. Now it's meat side up, okay? Meat side up, favorite barbecue down. In this case, I use Sweet Baby Ray's. I love it. I've been using it for years, the original. but whatever barbecue sauce you want, and then just give it a nice liberal coating, and that's going to go on for half hour to 45 minutes, and we will check it after a half an hour. Here we go. That's what it looks like after a half an hour is up. And you can see it's getting a little darker. These things are done. They look absolutely gorgeous. Look at the coloring on those ribs. Look at the bones sticking out. They just look perfect. And let me tell you, the more and more you do ribs, the more and more you can tell when they're done, and these are done. And this method works every single time, let me tell you. So, they are ready. Let's put them on the plate. And let's go check them out. Woo-hoo-wee! Wow, look at these ribs, man. St. Louis style pork spare ribs. I told you, I've been cooking these for years and they come out like this every single time. 2, 1, 45 minutes. Half hour, 45 minutes. 2 hours on the grill, 275 with the rub. Take them off, wrap them up. The triple B's, beer, butter, brown sugar. Wrap them up, put them on for another hour. And then the last 45 minutes, half hour to 45 minutes, unwrap them and just put on your favorite barbecue sauce, and this is what it looks like. I mean, come on. That looks pretty good. All right, we are ready to dig in. You know what? I am gonna grab a fork now that you say that, because I'm not eating all of these ribs, so I don't want to just grab them. So let me just cut a couple of them here. Oh, look at that. Look how easily it cuts through. Okay, here we go. That's what I'm talking about right there. Ow, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. It's like burning hot. Look at the pink smoke ring there. Look at that. Nice and juicy. Put together nicely. Falling off the bone, obviously. Wow. Guys, this is delicious. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, it's hot. I should let it cool down a little more first. You should let your ribs rest a little bit, but I didn't. Okay. They're ribs. You get messy when you eat ribs. That's how it happens. Everybody, you gotta try this. If you haven't already, try it. Like I said before, let me know how you like your ribs. But if you haven't tried it this way, you gotta try it. It works out like this every time, guaranteed. And the Weber did great. Kept it pretty close to 275. I had to adjust it here and there, but I have my little thermometer that showed me where it was at, so I was able to go out and adjust it every once in a while. But overall, it did awesome. I love that thing. It's really good. So everybody, thank you again for watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting, and we'll keep on cooking. Big Cat out.